a special welcome to our Tricentennial Committee meeting on the 23rd of April. My, how time is flying. Before you know it, we'll be in 2025. I'd like to thank ECAT, Easton Community Access Television, for covering the event and also spreading the good word about our plans as we prepare for 2025. We do have a quorum. I'd also like to thank Bill and Fred and Joan for hosting the meeting here at Memorial Hall. I think it's terrific that we can all get together. We have enough room and space to be able to spread out. I know that this is your first meeting, Bill. We thank you for joining us. And we know, Jim, that you and Joan with the hall, and we really appreciate putting together. Gail, I'd like to thank you not just for making motions at the meeting and eating cookies, but I did want to thank you for sharing our brainstorming session. While I was in Bermuda, freezing cold, for some reason or other, the weather didn't cooperate with us. But I'd like to officially call the meeting to order. Lots of good news to spread this evening as we go through the agenda. I have some extra copies of the agenda if anyone so desires. Okay. Anybody else need an agenda? So the meeting has been called to order. The first piece of business is introductions. And I do this, and I tell the folks that are watching on ECAT that we know each other, but we want to make sure that our viewing audience knows who's sitting involved in the planning as we prepare for our 300th anniversary. It's on its way, folks. I'm Dave. I'm honored to have the privilege of chairing such a significant committee, a group of Eastonites who really know what they're doing, and they're making the job pretty easy. So we're going to go around the room, introduce yourself, let us know what role that you play on the committee as well. And we'll start over here with Ken Wood.
Ken Wood, I'm the chair for the manpower and also on the parade committee.
Courtney Pumpkin, fundraising.
Diane Musari, secretary, the Easton 300 cookbook, and the Arts Festival.
Roxanne Miller, assistant secretary and co-chair of the cookbook.
Ken Michael, business relations, historical events, chair.
I'm Dale Carrister, and I guess given that the Supreme Leader has returned, the coup was short-lived, so I'm acting as vice chair.
Fred Ames, honorary co-chair.
You're up.
Vince Stronales, I'm the husband of the designer of the Tricentennial logo.
Piper Journalist, I'm the designer of the Tricentennial logo, and I am also helping out with graphics.
I'm Karen Hetzel, volunteer, and helping on various events.
Henry Marie Taylor, co-chair on merchandise, the gala, and the kickoff day to the Tricentennial.
I'm Ann Hurley. I am also co-chair on merch and the gala and the kickoff.
Chris Ventresco, head of photography and the anniversary book.
Bill Ames, I'm Fred Ames' brother, and honorary co-chair.
Joan Lundgren, the art show, working with the people with the gala,
and also in charge of bands and music.
Well, thank you all very much. Brian, would you introduce yourself? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Brian Hoffman, a citizen, and I'd be glad to be here to help out with Anne Marie and Amanda in case there are any questions on the materials that they've been working with.
And we thank all the citizens for watching. And while we're thanking people, I'd like to thank Diane Lasati and, of course, Roz Miller, the secretary and assistant secretary, for putting the minutes of our meetings together, making sure that everybody got a copy. They have been emailed. We hope that you've had a chance to look at these. And I would like to make that kind of the first thing that we take a quick look at. And if there's no questions, no additions, no subtractions, I'm going to call for a vote. But let me see if the audience here has any questions about the minutes or any changes. The voting members.
I'm good.
I see none. I'd like to call for a motion.
That would be me, so
The
moved.
minutes of March 26th. That was our last meeting. We have a motion by Dale Carister. Joan Lundgren, thank you so much for being the second. Any questions? Any concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It's unanimous with our voting members, and we have approved the minutes of March 26th. Moving on the agenda is the chair's report. I'd like to be brief in terms of my report because I'd like to get to many of the other topics that we have on the agenda this evening. But one of the things I did want to talk about, which is going to be important to our committee, and that's security. I had the honor of meeting with the police chief and the fire chief yesterday at the police station. I was not under arrest, but I was there to get an idea from both chiefs what they expect as they took a look at all the events that are planned and prepared. Some of them are in concrete and some are not at the present time, but we're getting there. And I think that both the fire chief and the police chief are excited. They both want to be in the parade. They both feel very strongly that security is important, especially with what's going on around the world. We want to make sure that we have the appropriate security available at all major events that bring lots of people in our community together. And there may even be people from out of town that show up for some of these events that will take place during the year 2025. Now, both chiefs are going to be at the June meeting, and they're going to give us an idea of what the cost might be. They both agreed to do the best they can to give us the best break. But there are going to be some costs involved. There are going to be some events where they don't know that answer yet, but there's a possibility they may have to bring in officers from other towns, depending on expected crowds. They are going to be talking with DPW about streets that have to be blocked off, whether it be for the parade, whether it be for parking, for fireworks, bonfires. There's a list of things. I did mention to them that the very first event, which is our kickoff event, will be at Stonehill College on the campus, and it would be the campus police that we would have to have involved. Talking about January 4th. And on December, the very last event, which is scheduled for December 27th. Hopefully it's not going to snow that weekend. But the fact is it'll be on campus and it will involve the campus police. So we got the ball rolling. They have an idea of what our plans are for events. I did mention to our public safety people that there will be possibilities where there will be other events taking place in the community, but not necessarily sponsored by the Tricentennial Committee. So they've always done this in previous years. Some of them are annual events, but we'll make them aware when we give them a full schedule of what's happening. So count on them to be here in June. Both chiefs are putting together what the expenditures might be. It'll be a proposed list and not so much final, because things change, as we all know, having gone through this for over a year. But I was very happy to see us finally meet. We spent about an hour and a half, and their next stop is to meet with our full committee so they can bring things to our attention, and at the same time we can have questions that should be answered in terms of making this not only a great celebration but a safe one for people of all ages. So with that being said, I had one more thing I'd like to bring to your attention. Today, this morning, I met with the parade committee. There were about 5 of us there, and we talked just basically about what the plans might be in terms of the parade. The parade's scheduled for July 4th. Parade lineup is at 9 a.m. The parade begins at 10. The parade's going to go the length of Center Street. It's going to take a right on Main Street, and it's going to end at the Immaculate Conception Church. Trucks, vehicles, floats, motorcycles, horses, they may go straight past the church parking lot to go to their destination. They can either take a right or go straight. There may be some parking that might take place down at the mall by the chocolate place. So we talked about everything from bands to floats, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, veterans, making up banners. We talked about a flyover. Some of the committee members have some contacts. A flyover with a banner that says Happy Anniversary, Town of Easton. It's going to be a parade that will take place rain or shine. We're hoping it'll be good weather. There are going to be some folks, it could be musical groups, who may be doing a parade in the afternoon on July 4th, but might be willing to do our parade in the morning. And as I've said to people, this is a one-shot deal for us here in the town of Easton. It's our 300th anniversary. We're very proud to bring the community together, a community that's filled with history. So we're excited about it. Corey Mahonen is on top of things. He's going to be at the June meeting as well. And at that meeting, he'll give you an idea of what the proposed budget might be to have the parade. He's hoping by the end of the summer, it may go a little later, by the end of December, that we'll know exactly who's in the parade and what the parade size is going to look like. We're making some exceptions for people that might be classified as senior adults, cannot walk a full 2 miles. There's going to be a place where they'll be able to enter the parade. Division 1 is going to be all the emergency vehicles, not just from Easton, but from surrounding towns. There'll be a full division if the Shriners agreed to join us. They have enough people in their parades to a full division. We talked about involving the students, involving the Council on Aging. We are talking about places to park. So there's a lot of things that are going on in the parade committee. Ken was at that parade committee. He's in charge of recruiting volunteers. It takes about 30 just to do a parade. It takes about 5 or 6 that Corey wants right away. And he wants them because he wants to utilize some active volunteers who could reach out to groups and we're fortunate enough to have our assistant secretary because Diane's going to be away during the parade. But we need someone to come to the parade committee meetings and take some notes and help us send some letters out. And so there's excitement in the air. I've said this all along, but we're getting closer and closer, and things are starting to happen. I just gave about $2,600 to Courtney for banners. People are buying into the banners. I have that on the agenda, and we're going to talk briefly about it. I've had a chance to talk to Ken, I've talked to Courtney. I know that you had some discussion about banners at the last meeting. I just want you to know I'm on the same page as Courtney and Ken and the committee in terms of how we can handle that and give a priority to the local people who have businesses here in the town of Easton. We originally, a long time ago, talked about 60 banners, and now we're up to 90 banners, I think, that we'll have. Can you imagine every other pole on Center Street, Main Street, 5 corners around Memorial Hall? People are going to say there must be something going on in the town of Easton. It'll be well decorated, and what a terrific job, Piper, you did in not only putting the banner together, the pole banner, but the logo. You certainly did a terrific job, and I think everybody on the committee agrees. Very good. Well, that ends our meeting for tonight.
All right, Amanda, break out the cookies. Let's go.
Amanda.
I baked them 2 hours ago.
I know at the last meeting there was a lot of discussion about cookies.
There was.
I know that because I could smell them from Bermuda. The fact is that anybody who brings refreshments, we really appreciate you going out of your way to do that. And when we get a little closer, I'm going to do my share. We'll have something that we can do a little spread. Right now, we don't have as much time to eat as we need to discuss. But later on, when things get a little closer, things will be in pretty good shape. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the Vice Chair's report. Take it away, Dale.
Well, I didn't have everything prepared, and I will speak for a few minutes in a bit about my responsibilities for community relations, but on behalf of everybody here, I just wanted to say thank you to Dave as our esteemed chair, because you were doing a phenomenal job leading these efforts, and we were very fortunate to have you captaining our ship, so thank you for that.
Yes, I will bring cookies. Let me just say this, folks, before we move on. The chair is as good as the people that he surrounds himself with. This cannot be done by one person or 2 persons. It needs teamwork to make a celebration, a year-round celebration for an entire year. Let's move on the agenda. Anything else, Dale, that you might have?
I do not.
I like what you said. Committee reports, Diane Lasati, and let me tell you something, I happen to live next door to her, and she's trying to move, because knocking on her door all the time, and she spends a lot of time worrying about what we have to do and things that has to be done, and I appreciate it, Diane, and you and Roz make a good team.
Yes, we do, we do.
What do you have to report?
Well, we've approved the minutes of March 26th. I will post them to the town website, and I think that's about it. As far as the minutes go, secretary. That's all she wrote.
Very good. Anything you want to add, Roz?
No.
Anything you want to subtract from what she said? Okay, moving along. I know our treasurer is not here, Jeanette, because of another commitment. But checks are starting to come in, folks, and we're starting to see people react. And I thought all along that that would be the most difficult part of this whole celebration. It's getting us to finalize certain sites that seems to take us a little bit of time. But when I take a look at who the coordinators are for each event, we are blessed with people who have not only done this before, but have the expertise and don't mind getting involved and spending time to plan and to prepare. And what we gotta do, Ken, is to fill them up, their committees up with volunteers that they need to have. I gotta tell you, there's only one company that said no on the banners. Everybody else said yes. Before I came to the meeting tonight, that one person called to say yes. They changed their mind, so we're 100% on the banners. We're talking about the possibility of 90 banners. It could be a few more. We have been talking about every other pole on one side of the street. With the support of our DPW director, Dave Fields, they have the tough job of putting them up. I want to thank both Courtney and Ken for reaching out and doing a little bit more than above and beyond the call of duty to make this come out the right way, and we appreciate it. Those banners not only look great, but can you imagine having 90 of them up? And it's got some of the flashy colors. It's going to stand out. And Piper, when you ride down the street in the parade in a convertible, people will be able to applaud you for what you did. So anything, Ken, that you would like to add regarding banners, or Courtney?
Not at this point. I've been kind of on the shelf for the last 10 days or so with some procedures, so I've been out of commission.
Anything, Courtney, you'd like to add?
No.
One of the things that's important to our subcommittee is to make sure that we get the sheets that we printed for people to write down their information. Those sheets are eventually going to be turned over to the printer. And what people put on that sheet, we hope that they spell everything correctly so that those banners don't have to come down. Can you imagine DPW putting up 90 banners and they got to take 40 down because something's misspelled? So our subcommittee of Ken and Courtney, we're going to kind of sit down at some point, go over all the banners, and to make sure they're correct. I spoke to Ed Bass. He's expecting at some point to get about 50 banners that he can start, and then get the other 50 later when they're all finalized. Go ahead.
Ken, I was just going to say, on the sheets that we fill out for the banners, whoever's buying them, why don't they sign off on it that it's correct? You know, that everything's printed correctly on it, so we know for the banners.
That's a
Just
good
put
point.
another line on
I
that.
know the people I'm asking, I've emphasized that, and maybe you've done the same, Ken. Yeah. But we're going to look at that very closely because we don't want to have DPW making 2 trips. It's not like putting it in the closet. It's climbing ladders, trucks, all that stuff to make it happen. And we appreciate that. Anything that you might have, Courtney, on banners, or are we all set to move on the agenda?
Not on banners, but just fundraising. Are you on?
We haven't got the fundraising yet, but that's coming up shortly. And right now, it's on the agenda. Go ahead, Courtney.
Question. So when we receive the checks for the banners and the forms, I give them to you, and you give them to Courtney.
Me, who will all have to meet up with.
And then eventually, Courtney's going to give them to our treasurer, and then the treasurer has to give them to the treasurer at Town Hall.
Oh, she.
All checks are made out to the town of Easton. Everybody understands
So that's
that?
the process, because people are asking,
Yeah.
my check isn't clear.
And on the bottom of the check, they could put down 300.
Right.
Easton 300. That lets people at Town Hall know that the checks that are going to the town of Easton for the banners. And Ed Bass has been very flexible. He was the low bidder. There's a banner up here. Ken, would you just hold this just a second? The people haven't seen it. This was done by Ed Bass. It was donated. He did 2 of these. It's a banner that we can use in the parade. It's a banner that can lead the parade. It's a banner we could put in the halls when we have large meetings to go out to give a presentation, Dale.
That's awesome.
It's a banner that we can maybe hang at a select board's meeting sometime so people can see it on camera. And we can show camera right now the banner. The celebration is on its way. Originally, when this was done, Ed had 2 clocks, one on each end. I made the suggestion to put the town logo on one end and the clock on the other. So, thank you, Ken. Okay, I'm going to give the microphone and camera back to Courtney. She has done a remarkable job getting some major donors to jump in and to pay for events. I got to say, it makes the job a lot easier. When I did this in another town, I used to get 1,000 here, 1,000 there. I had people paying for bands on the parade. It was a lot of work. But by having one sponsor a major event, that takes a lot of pain out of it. And on behalf of the committee, we want to thank all the folks out there that might have made donations, that might be coming forward to be a volunteer. Go ahead, Courtney.
So I don't have much to report. My son's having a bar mitzvah May 4th, so I'm really in bar mitzvah mode because I'm also the event planner, of course. So anyway, never fear though. We will reach our goal. Well, right now we're approximately, not including the new banners, but approximately 125 away from goal. Now that would include 25. That's a signature event sponsor. So really, we need 1 sponsor and then 100K to go, which I think is very doable. I know it's very doable.
Yeah,
right.
In terms of all the events, there's just one event that's not sponsored right now.
You're not a voting member, right?
Yes.
One event. That happens to be the very first event. There are sponsors who were picking and choosing which event they'd like to sponsor. And so we're going to eventually get the sponsor. You continue, Amanda and Anne Marie, doing what your plans are. It may be a full sponsor for the $25,000, or it may be pieces, 4 or 5 sponsors to pay the bill. Do you agree with that, Courtney, as the fundraising chair? Eventually,
Yes.
we're going to have someone who's going to take care of the very first event.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think that's important.
Oh, that's, yes. We have like 3 potential. We just need to have things work out the way they need to. We're gonna do it. The next June, we're talking about that June meeting. We'll be in a lot closer shape.
Terrific. And thank you, Diane. You and Jeanette have been picking up at the post office.
Yes.
Our P.O. Box is 300. If someone's going to mail a check, it would be the Depot Street facility, the post office. That's where all the checks go. And we couldn't have a better number than 300, I guess.
Dave, I should have mentioned, I do go to the P.O. Box to pick up whatever mail comes in, checks and whatnot. I do give the checks to you. I also monitor the Gmail account. Easton,
300.2025@gmail.com.
So I do monitor that and then forward, disseminate all the emails to the proper person. So they all come to me.
Okay, anything else, fundraising chair? And I thank you for, Courtney, the push that you have given you did exactly what you said you were gonna do in terms of coming up with major donors to pay for the celebration.
And as.
My turn now, right?
Yes. And
So my turn.
post just, the minutes just have to say delayed for the
Not
bar
listening.
mitzvah.
Okay, we're gonna skip over Dale.
Thank you. Yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, so community relations, I'm going to be ramping things up shortly as I get my nostrils above the water line at work, but we have a presentation we're doing for the Easton Grange coming up in May, which will be on ECAT. I just have to figure out whether it's May 1st or May 13th, and hopefully I'll figure that out before the date that it actually happens. Hope to also be doing a presentation for the Unity Church as well, and we're also hoping to participate in the event, the Spring Farm Fest over at the NRT sheep pasture on, I believe it's Saturday, May 6th. So if we confirm that, I'll put something out to everybody. If anybody else would like to come by, I'd like to put the banner up, that kind of thing, and just get a little exposure out there. And I'll also be doing a presentation for the Lions Board of Directors to talk about how they can most help out as well during 2025. And both as a result of a communication I had back at the Fall Festival of NRT at Harvest Fair, as well as I think your presentation that you did with public safety, Michelle from the fire department, who is part of Easton CERT, has reached out to see how they can best help work with us going forward. So we're following up with her on that. So it's not only the community organizations doing events, but how they can help support the events that we're doing. And that's it.
Good report. And I'll tell you, Dale, I think one of the exciting things about spreading the word is being able to go to groups, give a quick presentation, bring all of our stuff with us. I carry this sign everywhere I go. I don't own it, it's the committee sign, but people don't think I have to bring it into the store when I go shopping. I'm only kidding. The fact is that it's a great way for us to promote the celebration.
By the way, I forgot one thing, which is I've submitted 4 recipes today to Diane, which is, I understand, it's one cookie per recipe, right? That's what something like that. And I've already had more than 4.
Okay, we're going to go to Ken Wood. Ken is handling the responsibility of businesses. He also is the president of the Historical Society. I say this to our viewing audience. He always finds time to do all kinds of things for us, and we appreciate it. Go ahead, Ken. I was just telling the visiting audience that we haven't seen you in a long time.
Can't speak.
So you're paying attention there.
Okay. As I just said, I said a few minutes ago, in the last couple of weeks I've been out of commission, so there's no report for me to give you. I'm working on a number of additional banners, some other donors, and I'm also working on a project with regard to the trustees that you want to discuss.
That's important. I want to share that a little later in the meeting. Before we go on to the next item.
Now that everybody knows my real last name is Wood.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
There you go.
We all know it.
I did once again want to introduce both Fred and Bill, who have joined us this evening. And they have been selected by our committee as honorary members of this committee. And there's a lot of history here in the town of Easton, and the history they're aware of in many different ways. So I wanted to ask you, Fred, first, is there anything you'd like to say or mention? And I appreciate you not only being an honorary member, but coming to our meetings as well.
Oh, no, well, thank you. You caught me a bit by surprise here. I would just say things seem to be going on well, and we're making good progress, and I'm sure there'll be more funds coming in soon.
And Bill, Brother Bill, I know that you have to leave for another
Another good meeting.
another meeting, but anything you'd like to say, and thank you so much for joining us.
Well, you're welcome. It's a great honor to be here, for sure. Well, I've done a bunch of videos, history of, is that what you're talking about? Like history of my family. It's about an hour. Not that exciting, but it's well edited.
Did you say for an hour?
It's an hour. I could cut it down. And I've got the shovel works, the opening of the shovel works. I've got the Veterans Parade. I did a good job on that, I think, years ago. It's about 10 minutes. And I got a bunch of others. So if we have a website, we have a website. Right? You could have little links.
Was that?
I could do, you know, as to contribute to some history, video. I don't know, maybe you don't know.
Well, we certainly, we're absolutely, it was unanimous, you folks, the honorary members, and hopefully you'll be with us to attend many more meetings when you can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, once you say yes, we're going to meet twice a week. No, I'm only kidding.
I know those. I've been on those committees. But no, it's a great bunch of everybody and a lot of history among us all, going back decades here. You know, my brother Fred, I think 7 decades.
We got an awful lot to celebrate.
Yeah, so it's. I'm happy to make a video or something, you know. So.
Terrific.
Let me know instead.
Thank you, Bill and Fred. And Brian Hockman, why don't you stand up? We want to recognize you for doing the TV show with me once a month.
Thank God.
Brian's had a little bit of experience with WVZ, and it works out that we get people that are interested, and the shows seem to draw a lot of interest.
Good. You do a great job. It's fun to sit in with you, and we've had some very good conversations. The show that's coming up in early May will feature 3 key players from the Ames Free Library and Queeset House, and they'll talk a bit about the history of the library, its meaning as an asset to the town, and the kinds of things that they do to bring the community together, and that are going to, I think, meld pretty well into the 300th celebration. So it's a pleasure to do that, and I've also, in another capacity, had a great amount of pleasure working with Anne Marie, Karen, and Amanda on the commemorative merchandise. I know that that's coming up on the agenda, but I'm glad to help.
Thank you, Brian. And the next item on the agenda is banners. I know we've talked briefly about it, and I think we all seem to be on the same page. I'm talking about the pole banners. And the only interesting thing I can say is that it turns out that it's also a fundraiser for the committee. We got a good deal on the purchase of the banners. The magic number is 300 per banner. I've been talking, I'm going to be talking and chatting with our marketing person, Mike Good, about promoting the banners locally to see if we can get more people from restaurants that we've missed. I did give Joan a list of 10 or 12 people to assist me that have to be visited. It's kind of a follow-up for them to turn in their sheet. Rather than me go to 30 or 40, I appreciate Joan jumping in to help me with that. Anything else anybody would like to bring up regarding the banners? The next item is the merchandising report. Anne Marie Taylor and Amanda Hurley have a display table over here, and I'm going to pass it over. Who's going first?
So we're going together. So we're going to do this as fast as we can because we need you guys to vote on these items. I've sent out the sheet and the pricing. Anne Marie's going to hold up an item and I'll let you know how many and the cost, and let us know yes or no, or just hold your hands up for yes. Because we just need to get this stuff ordered. If we're on the fence about a couple of items, that's okay. We can order those later. Like I know the spoon, the mug, those 2 items we're kind of on the fence a little bit about, just quantity wise for the spoon, the mug. We have some larger options coming, so let's maybe hold off on that. We can order it in the next run. But let's start with the apron. Our minimum quantity to order is 75. They cost $9.50 a piece. Do we like that?
Yes.
Yeah, this is our Vanna White.
It's like
Yes, our Vanna White.
Vanna, I'm gonna say.
Yes?
I think that's a
Yes.
great addition with the cookbooks, and especially at the holidays, so.
What do you think, Diane? I know you're on cookbook duty,
The
so.
minimum is 75.
Yes. Do you want us to hold on that? That's good? Okay.
No, I think that's great.
We only want 75.
Now, do you,
Only 75. We can always reorder if we
Russ and
sell.
I discussed it, we'll do 75 aprons and 75 spoons. Can we do
Okay.
75 on the spoons?
I will chat with Brian after. Because the spoon minimum
What's
is
the-
$2.50 right now. But we can revisit that either well, I'll talk to Brian's team and see if we can get something in a smaller quantity, and we'll circle back on that one.
Okay, so do the apron, if we get a smaller quantity on spoons.
70, you want 75 on that? Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Amanda,
I
question.
like the
Yes.
spoons, I just wanna go on record.
Yeah. As is Diane, but 250 is a lot.
My
Yeah.
question is,
Yes.
are we voting on these one at a time? or-
Yeah, we're gonna go down the list. Yep, I'm going fast. Yep.
Okay.
The black tote is a zip top tote, the black one. The cost is $19.75 a piece. I think we're selling it at 30. Black tote with the zipper.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, are those going to be embroidered?
They will be printed, not embroidered. So we can hold on anything we're not 100% sure on. Well, okay, we'll hold on that one.
And,
Well,
if
yeah.
I could just interject something, so the manufacturer's
Yeah.
minimum quantities are from the manufacturer or the distributor.
Yep.
We always have the opportunity to go back to them and say, this is something special, what can you do for us? Generally speaking, depending upon the manufacturer, they can do lesser quantities, but obviously the price per item goes up.
Yeah, so
because
we'll go
these
back to it.
manufacturers figure that on their minimum order quantities. On some, we may not be able to do that, so my suggestion would be on things that you know you need to ask for that exception, don't lower
We'll
that
just pass on those.
45.
Yep, no problem. All right, so black tote is printed, not embroidered. So we want to wait and see if we can find an embroidered version?
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question on it? The hats that we have, that thank you very much, that say
Easton
Easton
300.
300
Yep.
with the orange,
Yep.
Yep.
who did those? Why couldn't we
Brian did
have
that
that
too.
on, why can't we have that on those
So we
bags?
donated those to the committee. If
Right.
if there's an intent to order those for general, purchase.
So
then we
Joan's
need to work
question,
on
but Joan's
Brian, I'm
question is
asking
not that
the
though.
embroidery,
Yeah.
the font, and the size that's on the hat, why can't that be done on the black tote?
The ones provided
Like
to
my-
us are printed. So I can go back and ask for embroidered
Yeah,
ones. That's
I
what
think
I'm
it would
saying.
look, on the black, if
Yep.
we did the Easton 300 embroidered, would look
Okay.
much nicer.
Okay, so we'll hold on that.
Okay.
Keep in mind, the embroidery is very expensive.
It's usually like a $35 setup charge or $60 setup charge.
Yeah, and then for,
Color and.
But we can do one color.
yeah, just,
But we want to try to be as consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of calling something Easton 300, and unless it can't be printed with the logo.
So we'll hold on with that.
then it would just be the setup charge, and then if it's one color, same font.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, we'll hold on those. Is that the full zipper? Full zipper hoodie with the embroidered logo on the side. 50 is the quantity on that, or $26.50 a piece. I think we have charged like $7 or so. And when you look on your sheets that I emailed out, it does say there's that charge, and I just forgot what that is offhand, but.
Yeah.
Full zip?
I like
Yes.
Full zip, okay. Excellent. Crew neck, no, quarter zip. Quarter zip embroidered on the pocket area as well. Everybody know? Everybody yes?
Yeah, I like that better than.
Yes, yes. You like it better
I that's something I will grant, not for myself.
I was thinking
I'd
short.
put that over the full set.
Okay. The other thing is the quantities I put here at like 50 is on the lower side of the, you know, I think they were like a 40 minimum. If we order about 50, we can see how they do.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have to reorder some things anyways down the line, so we don't have to order things again. If we still have 40 full zips left, then we won't order more. So, you know, I think it's more like a try by fire in a way. We can have their hoodie, it's just a hooded sweatshirt,
Pullover.
a pullover.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Is everything gonna be in black, or are there any color options?
So we were thinking black because the logo is black and orange. We are not married to it by any means. We can do different colors. They're pretty basic colors on the sweatshirts. They're black, gray.
And what's the color, I don't know color cost, but is that the
The hoodie is $22.99 a piece at 50, quantity 50.
That's really,
And I think I put it
versus
to
my
start.
bar mitzvah shopping, 126 for the purple.
Yeah, and then for the hoodie,
So that's a great.
yeah,
Great.
the hooded
And I just
sweatshirt.
had, once I had a small logo.
Not so much.
They're, yeah, so I put them the sale price at 30.
So Amanda,
Yeah.
is everything black?
Right now I have everything black, but we can, again, we can also decide later if we want to add in additional colors for things that are selling. We can also do like a suggestion box at our first few events to see what people, if there's something else people want. Crew neck sweatshirt.
I like the idea that was suggested that have another color, even if it's a gray. Do you want them all to be black?
It doesn't matter to me. We could start with all black and then add in another color later.
I think the black looks good with the logo.
Crew neck, these are 50 pieces at $14.55. 50 pieces at $14.55. Crew neck, so no hood, no zipper. No?
No, it doesn't.
No, okay. We can pass on that for now. Again, we can always order more later. So the long sleeve t-shirt, okay, so the long sleeve shirt, we kind of have two options here. I opted for the 1725 to 2025 on the arm, which I thought was nice because I find that's a very popular thing to do. Those are $22.50. It's about half the price if we don't do that. So if we're worried about cost on that, I think people will buy them, but it's up to you guys. We can do it with or without the writing down the
I
arm.
would skip the arm and do that in gray, if it came in gray.
Yep.
Amanda, if we have to reorder something, how long would it take?
It's pretty quick. The reorder process, Brian, it's about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, once you get the proof on the design and you've approved it,
Yep.
we're literally talking 10 days to 2 weeks tops
Shipped. Like in hand.
in hand.
Okay, so about 10 days in hand. And the t-shirts were into the long sleeve shirt is printed, not embroidered.
It's $22.50.
With the writing on the arm and the logo. If we take out the arm writing, it's 11 something. It drops about half. 1725 to 2025.
I like the arm right.
Yeah, the arm print is very popular with the 30-something arm.
It's like the Vineyard Vines kind of thing, yeah. Again, that's another one. We could do the 50 with that, and we could do 50 in gray with just the logo as well.
So then it's a long sleeve
Long sleeve t-shirt, exactly. Yep. Yep. Same. Yeah. So see how you have Nautica on your sleeve. Dale's wearing it.
By the way, it's from Let's Make a Deal, in case you ever wonder. Meryl Streep.
Right.
For those of us
Right.
with gray hair.
So long sleeve sounds like a definite yes. We want to also do them in gray with no sleeve writing. 50 of each, and okay.
Yeah, I think they'll sell.
Okay.
Hate that. Hate that.
And that's just the t-shirt. I think, so I put 150 because I do think a short sleeve t-shirt will sell. They're $12.50 a piece. It's just going to be the printed logo on the front. Very simple, straightforward. I think I put a sale price on those of like $18 or something. Pretty good markup. I think a lot of people buy t-shirts, but we
So it's
can.
150 with different sizes.
Yep, yes, all of the quantities I did like pretty equal, different sizing. And that is on the sheet that went out. Short sleeve, yes, no, do we like something different?
Some people will do.
Yeah, just like your basic
For the
t-shirt.
summer, especially when we have volunteers that want to show that they're
Yep,
a part of it.
yep, they can buy a
choose
t-shirt,
to buy a t-shirt
put it
to
on.
wear for the event they're helping with.
Yep,
On that note, Courtney, we are talking to Brian about getting a very brightly colored t-shirt with the logo in front and staff. So
Yeah.
when
For
people
like
are
us.
running events, if there's a problem, if there's a question, they'll know immediately who to go to.
yeah, so we're spending on
That's something we'll
those.
be presenting very shortly.
Yep. Youth sweatshirt. So again, I did quantity of 50. They're $17.90 a piece. We were thinking black. We can do gray. Black and gray were the two kind of the gray. Yep.
Yeah,
we can
maybe.
do the gray.
I know my son loves the black sweatshirts too, so it depends on, you know, it's boys and girls.
Yeah. Gray is kind of neutral. We can we can start in gray and we can always order it in black. Okay. Yep. So we'll do that youth sweatshirt in gray. The youth t-shirt, regular plain t-shirt again, that's $15.10. Don't ask me why it's more expensive for the kids versus the adults. But it just is. Just is, always is, right? Yes,
I do that in gray.
yeah. Do the kids t-shirt in gray? Okay. And then these are the merchandise bags. So when somebody purchases like a sweatshirt and a hat, whatever, we give them a big bag. We do not charge them for this. They're $1.10 a piece, minimum order of 1,000. The smaller bag, same thing, is $1.05. The minimum quantity ordered is 100. They're going to be printed with the logo, and we need 300 of the small bags for the Festival of Trees 2024 to give out as a promo for us to get the word out there as well. What do we think
Is there
on
only a
youth
difference in
sweatshirts?
price of 5 cents?
There is a difference, yeah, it's just 5 cents difference.
That's crazy. The size of the bag.
I know.
Crazy.
We can just do big ones.
I just do the large.
Just do the large ones?
That's what I
Yep, we can do that. Yep, that's fine.
$1.10.
They're $1.10 for the large ones, yep. So we'll nix the 1,000. So we can start with 1,000.
But we're using it.
300 of them are going right away to Festival Trees, yep. So we'll, yeah, they're very similar to like the Target bags that they're giving out in town now. Similar materials, definitely touch those. Knit.
That sounds like a good price for me.
Yeah, $1.10, and again, that would be a giveaway item, a promo item. The knit hat, $7.25 a piece, minimum 100, or purchasing of 100. It will be embroidered, and those are very popular right now. Again, we were thinking black, but we can pick a different color on that, or we could do 2 colors. That's a gray, shadow gray, or charcoal gray.
Can we do
There you go, everybody.
Sold.
What do we think on color?
We do half black, half gray.
We can. Black and black and gray.
Oh, for the hat, I like the gray, because it is, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it does match the hair, it's kind of
Baseball hats. So the baseball hat, we've had feedback that some people want Easton 300, some want the logo, so we need to decide what we want to do with that.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants Easton 300?
I know.
Okay, so that's
Easton 300 hats, because it is in the fabric embroidered, it's not an embroidery patch sewn on, are much more expensive.
Oh, the ones.
What's the difference? What's the price?
The ones you donated were more expensive. Oh.
By quite a bit. Because that's embroidered directly into the fabric, rather than having an embroidered patch that is stitched on.
Well, how much was the difference?
let me see if I have it.
I'll get the information.
I can get that information if I don't have it. Hold on.
Yeah,
one
it
second.
just has some nice.
Is that the new Easton 300 logo? No, that's the logo.
No, that's just straight
Me
Easton
too.
300.
Yeah, I will get that. I'll get that for you, and I'll send that out in an email. I will send an email later. So the beer glass, we are partnering with Shoveltown. They are minimum quantity of 144, which does sound like a lot, but I do think they will sell. They are $3 a piece. That is the most popular shaped glass that they sell. They sell a ton of them. And our logo will be one color white on one side with the Shoveltown logo white on the other side.
And they never paid
So that is their cost, the $3 a glass. They're not charging us anymore, and all the proceeds or profit will come to us. So they're not really paying anything. They're gonna pay for it up front. We will pay them for the quantity that we order, but they are not upcharging us any, if that makes sense. So like they're donating, 144 is their minimum, so.
So all glassware, no matter where you get it from, comes in gross lots. So you buy it
Right.
144, 288, and so on.
Yeah.
You don't get partial lots, especially when you're having them engraved.
So do you intend to use those for the kilos?
No, we intend to sell them. Well, I mean, somebody could purchase one and walk over to the beer garden with it and use it, yeah.
They're also going to provide us with coupons. Our first event with them is January 6th, when we announce the Tricentennial IPA.
September 6th.
September, whatever.
Yeah, January.
I meant,
That's okay.
I'm sorry. So they're also going to have coupons, because we can't sell liquor, so they'll have coupons for their 4-pack of the beers, which will be $17, so.
You know those will sell, because people will buy those, and they'll buy them 2 at a time too. Like I would buy them 2 at a time, so you're gonna, they'll go like.
Yeah.
So we intend to have Shoveltown at the arts.
Right, so we want those for the art festival.
And we can order the minimum, and then we can always order them again, as always. Yeah.
Yeah, glassware is pretty quick, and once you order, a reorder is really quick.
Yeah. Holding the spoon, so skip that one for a minute. Bottle opener, that one is we'll order 100, $2.55 a piece. We were thinking of black, black, not plastic, but whatever the material is.
It's a vinyl coat.
Vinyl, black with the logo on it. $2.55 a piece.
I vote yes.
Yes? No? No.
We just don't need most.
Yeah, but we're gonna turn it around for like $4.50, $5.
I think I put them at like $7 or $8. So it's a pretty good profit margin on those. I do think people purchase them, but again, it's one of those. They're a hot ticket item.
There's still a lot of beer that you.
I'll hold on that one though. We can decide that later.
Yeah.
You can take
Does
a
anybody?
Okay, who wants yes on the bottle opener? Please raise your hand.
I'm alone in the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Dave. All right.
Put your hand.
Well, hold on that. We can always come back and see if, get any feedback especially like the beer events and stuff. The shovel pen. So that's $3.15, minimum of 500. That Stonehill, was it Stonehill that has those in their shovel museum? They said they're popular. We were thinking sell them for $5. Our cost is $3.15. So kind of cute with the little shovel. Be black with the white logo, or we can do Easton 300 with the year on it as well.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. The shovel
Lower
pen.
priced items.
Yeah. Shovel pen. It's towards the bottom of the list, I believe.
Isn't there a freebie pen?
There is. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that
It's
one.
not as cute.
I'm gonna get to that one next, actually. So, yeah, exactly that.
The other one's cute, and it's cute for donors too, or something like
Yep,
that.
exactly. So if we have a lot, we want to give them to the large donors. That works as well. So yes on the shovel pen. Any objection? Yes. Yes.
They all say yes.
Okay. Logo shovel pen. Yes.
Courtney,
just-
Thanks, Courtney. Okay, so the promo pen. Anne-Marie's holding the promo pen. They're 35 cents a piece. Minimum order 500. Those would go into the bags for Festival of Trees, and then we can give them out for anything else we want to. Again, venues or whatever that are giving us space.
Yes.
I think those are great. Yes. Okay. They also are our favorite pens. They write really nicely. Now, the controversial promo chapstick. These are $1.10 a piece, minimum 200. Again, we were asked to put some stuff into the bag if we can for Festival of Trees. So we're thinking a pen and that with a flyer of some kind that the committee agrees upon. We don't have to do that. If we do sell them, I think I put them in at like $3. So if we have leftover, if we ordered 300 or 400 rather, because we need them for 300 bags, the extra 100 we could try to sell at the $3 price point. Again, something smaller for the kids or whatever. That was a thought.
Yes.
Say again?
I'm a hard no unless it's just for the bags.
We can also do just for the bags, or we can not do it at all.
I, for one, walked in and I went,
So it does have like a piece of paper on the outside, that a piece of plastic on the outside that says what it is. So it's like sealed better.
what brand is it?
EOS
EOS.
at Target.
That's what you know what EO is, because when you buy it, it's packaged that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it?
That's true.
Chapstick?
Yeah.
Is there no
That's okay.
chapstick that could be?
Yeah, we can get like the regular sticks, and we could also come up with something different that's not that. The bag and the pen, we can do that. Yep, we can definitely mix that, no problem. So we'll do.
Amanda, you can make 300 cookies and package them.
But I do think it's really.
Listen, I am. Don't commit me to that.
If it was only for the Festival of Trees, I mean, it does look cute for that because it looks like an ornament.
It does, yeah. Yep. So we'll hold on that one for now, and we can see what other small promo items there are as another option and see if we want to add something else or just do the pen and go with that. The tiger plush, again, another controversial item amongst the group. My child, he's 1.5, has taken that out of the box 95 times, as has my dog. Don't know if that matters. He does come with a bandana or a t-shirt on with a single color print. So we would put the logo on there as well and be a black shirt with white writing or vice versa. Those are $11.65 a piece. Sell them at $15.
20.
Or 20, yeah, or 20. I think minimum of 100 on that. I do think
they'll go
those
like
will
hotcakes.
sell. Something for the kids, like, you go to,
And it's
And
it can be a keepsake if one so desires.
right, yep.
For their child.
I'm a no.
So voting on, anybody want to vote yes on that one? Dave was a yes for sure. It's on the side. Taylor, you a yes or a no?
Oh, yeah, how many yes, sorry, we
Yes,
were in the
all right.
sidebar over
I'm
here.
gonna say majority rules on that one.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. The blanket. So the story on the blanket here is Ken was gracious enough to bring us one from the Clover Club from the Historical Society. You will see that there are clovers on the corners. Anne-Marie and I just learned that I guess kind of the town flower is the orchid.
It is.
So we could do orchids in the corners instead. And then town hall building, we would move up to the top, kind of get rid of those clouds at the top, move town hall and put the logo in the middle, get rid of the shovels because they're already in the clock. And then this cost to us is $22.50 a piece.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yes, we were shocked.
$100 one-time setup charge.
And a $100
You have some
one-time
of the
setup,
historic
and
buildings on
they have all historic buildings in town. Yep.
How many do you have at the town, at the Historical Society?
What's that?
Do you have many at the Historical Society?
Like that? Can we move, I'll say we have 3. There it is, you got it. Somewhere, but they
Joe
can't.
wants to move up here.
Can we move up both sides?
We can.
Yes.
We can move, yeah, we can move anything anywhere.
I'm
Yep.
thinking conflict of interest here.
We certainly can.
Council here.
And then I put
You don't have to move anything.
yep, but we do have to remove the clovers for sure. So we have to pay that $100 setup fee. And then we were thinking of selling them at $50 a piece. I mean, I would pay $50 for that.
I would too.
I really like that a lot.
It's a
I think
really-
the idea for people, a memento. to
It's
hand down.
classy. Yeah, I'd put it on my couch.
It's different from everything else.
It's different.
You have a historic home in Easton.
Exactly. You know, the town has a ton of history, and I think that just really brings that all together. So blanket minimum, we were thinking 50, the minimum is actually 24 We were thinking to order 50 because I do think that they will sell, but we don't have to order huge quantities of them.
So many people taking orders.
Yeah, Chris is ready to put it in order, so are we all good on
So
that?
what do you think you're selling them
$50. Yeah.
for? And then that's what it is here.
What do you sell them for? 40?
45.
45.
Mine Academy.
45. That's all right. Ours won't have clovers on them.
You also have orchids on.
Ours are have orchids on them.
There you go.
And different logo in the middle. So we'll go yes on the,
$49.99.
the other, $49.99, yes. That is known that actually does help
You
sell.
had a Sherpa blanket too, didn't you?
We did, it was terrible quality
Was it?
though. Yeah, I think that it was kind of tacky feeling, and I actually think this is nicer and less expensive than the Sherpa blanket, actually. And the only other question on this for the group, color, it's a two-tone, that tan kind of color in the background there will need to stay. The other color we were thinking was either a gray, which is very close to this blue, or black. Or we can do 2 colors.
I would stay away from the black since we have a lot of the other.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of black, so we could do a gray, we can do anything. I don't know that gold will look great. I don't think it will.
What colors did you say, Ken, that are
Red, blue, and green.
Yeah, what about
The
the
historical society.
orangey red in the logo? Can you do that color?
It's very specific. We have the color swatches with us.
My thinking on the colors, you don't want something bold because
Right.
it's sort of a
That's why,
memento
with
kind of thing.
the
You don't want
subtlety of like the blue, we can go with like the pewter gray. We're a fan of the neutrals. We were thinking like the pewter gray
That would be nice.
on there. Again, it's pretty close actually to that blue color. A little grayer. We think gray, because we are doing some gray merch items, so
I think the pewter gray would be nice.
pewter. Any objections to pewter gray?
No.
Okay. Thank you. The couple of real quick items that are not on the table because I don't have. Yeah, we're holding on the mugs because we have other mugs coming and they're bigger. The ones that we have are a bit small. Those are 11-ounce mugs on the table, but they're kind of small. The other one's 17. Yeah. Yep. So that is on back order right now. As soon as I get it, I'll bring it. We can order those later should we choose that. A couple things that aren't on there, the straw cup, which is this cup, but in white, and it would be engraved, laser engraved like this is, not with my name, but with the logo. Yep, I have the picture of it with the logo. They did send me a mock-up of it. They won't send me a sample of it. So that's an option. These are 40-ounce tumbler cups with a straw. The cost is $33.99, and we would sell them at $50, which is what they sell for in the store as well. Yep, but it would have the logo on it. So that was one item that we need to decide on.
What's the minimum on that?
The minimum on that is 24. We were thinking 50 on that, but we could definitely order the minimum. It's the same price. If you order 24, you order 50. On the
think
cups.
people are gonna pay 50?
Oh my God, do you ever see
That's what they are.
Stanley colors come out?
Yeah.
Are you
This
kidding?
is every girl. in
Every,
middle school.
right.
They'll sell out.
Especially if the boys would actually have one of those early, I think they could.
Yeah, those will sell out.
Yeah, I do think those will sell. The
Oh my God.
Stanleys, so when you go to go to Target,
Do you ever go to Target or Dick's? You go in there, you can't even get them. You have to
Yeah.
keep going back to get them.
These two big ones.
yeah,
I won't say no. They want the blankets.
no. Okay, so yeah.
Ask
I want
your-
all.
Ask your granddaughters.
Can I borrow your keys for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, the other item that's not on here, but is on the paper I emailed out was an air tag holder. Chris actually conveniently sat next to me and has a similar one on his keys. There's a leather version and which I think is a little bit nicer, and there's also a silicone version. Both would be, the silicone would be printed and it looked like the leather would be embossed with the logo. Again, our Easton 300, I think the logo. Small, yeah, so it will be more like this versus the one, with the hole in the middle. So it's like a keychain, but it has a use.
Yeah. I mean, it's for people like me who every other day is like, where
Where are my keys, exactly. So air tag holder versus a keychain. We nix the keychains, just an air tag holder keychain instead. use it in your luggage, you can use it on your keys.
Using these air tags. I say
It connects to your iPhone. Yep.
Because Diane, I always lose my keys.
Yeah, my husband also has my keys. Yeah.
We're desperate.
The air tags are $250 for the plasticky ones, and then $350 for the leather. And then we were selling them at like $10. The leather. I think the leather is a little bit nicer. Right, exactly. I don't remember what their color choices are. I'll look at the color choice on those. Actually, I have it right here. Yep. Sure do. Okay, here we go.
Oh, those are cool.
Our color choices are red, yellow, white, green, black, blue, and brown. So we can go black, not to keep going back to black, but
red.
black, red, brown is an option, which would be the leather, brown leather, like in the picture. That would be nice. Or the black, I would say probably get dirty the
What's the minimum order?
least.
So we could do 2 colors.
The minimum on that's 100. So we could start with one color, see how it does, and then we could always order a second color. But I would say black or brown. Again, red, yellow, white, green, black, blue, and brown. Brown,
I like the idea of
black,
brown leather.
Yeah.
brown leather. Okay. Brown leather.
And any chance we could do bourbon glasses for these bourbon drinkers out there?
Yes, had that on the list. I have them.
Count me out.
So they are,
Oh, yeah.
I have them right here. They are an old-fashioned glass, 11 ounce set of 2 in a gift box. It is a quantity of 144 2-packs, sets of 2, $15.70 a piece, or per set, rather. And those are one color option.
You
So
said 11 ounces.
11 ounces.
I'm gonna be schnockered if I'm.
I can also ask for different, smaller size, I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not a
For
bourbon
those
drinker.
of us who drink it neat, you know, we're. So, the glasses, yeah.
But yes, we definitely can add those. So it's a 144 minimum at $15.70 a piece.
And at the kickoff, the brewery will be there from their place in Foxborough does wine as well and bourbon. So they'll be doing the steamed bourbon
Tastings and
So
stuff.
just
So
so we'll
we
have
can
that.
add
I think
that.
that will
Yep.
sell a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to add that in? And we can sell them at like, what, $25 a set? $20 a set? Exactly, yeah. Not all items. Get your money back, yeah. So I guess as a bourbon drinker, what would you pay for a set of 2?
25 seems very reasonable.
25? We can always mark things down too.
Another sale.
We got a sale, exactly. Okay. All right.
But you know, our label that we're designing for the wine, we could do the private label on their bourbon.
Yeah,
That they do
that
at
would be-
Station 1.
That would be pretty
And
cool.
then we could have that for the tasting and then do a coupon and sell the bourbon.
Yeah, I like that idea. And then the last items that we don't have are the foam football, the foam basketball. Those are minimum quantity of 100. They're $2.35 and $3.60 respectively. Those again, I thought were great for the kids at like $5 a piece. Sell them. They'll throw them at each other, but not your problem once they leave the building. Any yeses to that? Any no's to that? They would just have the logo. They'd be like a single color with the logo on it. We can also do one over the other, or just one to start and
And
see.
that we're offering things for all ages.
And that's what we're trying to
Sexes,
do. Yes.
You'll get the younger parents.
One's a foam football and one's a foam basketball.
Basketball town.
Basketball, yeah. We could start with the basketball and then see how it does. We can always add footballs in later. So we'll do just basketball, we'll hold on the football.
Can we get the,
We're gonna be selling them at
Football?
at the lake, and
can we get the basketballs cheaper if we don't put air in them?
Well, they're foam, so there's no air. Anyway. Okay, so do you want to vote basketball, football, both, one? What is, $2.35 for the football, $3.60 for the basketball.
I'd just
Selling
do
at
the
$5.
I'd vote yes, only for the football.
Yes, football, yes,
Because
football.
the foam, you know, I'm thinking it doesn't matter if it's foam, if it's a football, you throw it, but basketball, it does matter if it's foam.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
we're safer with football.
Okay.
I have a little football player.
Do you want me to look into if there's a plastic version of the basketball that's like bounceable? No?
Just go.
Just go
That's a hard
football?
no.
Okay. Okay.
That's coming from basketball.
Easier to throw. It's easier to throw the football. And that is it. That concludes our merge questions.
Now, what is it you and Anne Marie are looking for right now from the committee?
I think we're good now because we voted on the items. The items we're gonna hold on are the bottle opener, the spoon, and the totes and the mug. We are gonna hold on those items. The spoon is too large of a quantity, so we're gonna see if we can get a smaller quantity. Yeah, 250 is the minimum on the spoon, so we're holding on that. Exactly. And then we're holding on the baseball hat, I think, just to confirm the cost of for the Easton 300 versus the logo.
And again, let's put a hold on the spoon. Let's
Yep, I did.
see if there's something comparable
Yep.
at a lesser quality.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can find a lesser quantity of the spoons. And then on the tote bags, we're gonna see if we can get embroidered versus the printed. So we have to hold on that. So we'll go ahead, we'll move forward with all the other items. We nixed the crew neck sweatshirt, we nixed the small merchandise bag, and the promo chapstick all for now, and the foam basketball. So we got rid of those items, and we're gonna move forward with the rest. I do have the price sheet, I made it up there. One last thing that I just want to show you, and you can take a copy if you want. Here is the pewter shovel, like official, they've moved forward with the printing of them. So I have that if you want to look at that, but those are done and voted on last meeting, so we don't have to worry about that. So.
Amanda, would you redo the list? With
Yes, I will update it and send it out this week. Absolutely. Yep.
Just something to keep in mind, those things that you have ordered that have a smaller quantities that we'll try and see how we do.
Yeah.
Once you've got that imprint set, reorders happen in various, so if you say to only order 48 of them, and they're gone, you know, reordering is literally a snap as long as you're not changing design. And the other thing is, and I just tell this to a lot of different clients, remember you're selling these things over the course of a year plus. So it's not like all this stuff has to sell.
Yeah.
And once a few of them are out in the community, they sort of sell themselves.
Yeah.
Other people see them and want them. So if you have to come back and order more quantity, that's a good thing. You know, that's a great thing.
And I also have found when selling things like the fire department calendar, I did a porch pickup. So like if we have too much of something, we could, you know, it could be something that I put on Easton Moms and with the price and people, you know, oh, I don't know if we're getting the Venmo or not, but people, or what we're doing.
So our hope for taking payments
Yeah.
is that Jeanette was working on getting us our own like LLC, so that we can then open a Venmo and a Square account, so we can
then
take
they
credit
pay
card
directly
and pay
way.
that way.
Yeah, and they would just
Exactly.
pick up at one of our homes, and I'm near Five Corners, so it's like a lot of us are. So we
Easy
you know,
enough.
we could be at
Yeah.
that point.
We
That's
thought about
perfect.
Doing that, the porch pickup as well.
Yep.
Even if we were going by, we could just drop it off.
Sure.
And then just one thing real quick to note on the shirts for extended sizes, which I think we'll probably want a few 2X, and I did put that in the sheet that I sent.
Good.
There is a $3 upcharge for that, just that quantity. So if it's I think I put 5 pieces of 2X on a few of them, it's an additional $3 on that. And then if we wanted a 3X, 4X, etc., it's an additional $1 above that. So $4, $5, $6 additional, etc. So we would account for that on the pricing sheet, just add the extra $3. So heads up on that. The last thing is that I did just get some glass and metal ornament options in here, because we don't have an ornament, except we do have the pewter shovels. So we can decide at a future date, I will get some samples of those, and we can decide if we want to do the pewter shovel and an ornament, or just the shovel, call it a day. We all agreed on 300 shovels. For now, was the decision, it would be like a one run, but we can order more, and I do think these are gonna sell, so we probably will end up ordering more, but I know we talked last meeting, I think Dale, you led the charge on that with like a limited edition kind of situation, but we'll have to see what the town desire is to have more of these shovels, if they're, you know, coming at us with pitchforks, because they really want one, or whatever. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but that's the hope, right?
It's interesting how the merchandise goes. I've seen it in my town. I was kind of surprised. Tonight I was going to buy a sweatshirt, and Amanda reminded me that the logo's only paper.
Just so you guys can get a visual. I'm a visual person, so
Well, we appreciate the homework that you guys did to put
Yeah,
this
no
together.
problem.
Thank
Thank you for voting. That's been our big drive. So now that we're done voting on this stuff, I'll work with Brian's team to get these ordered. Our hope is too that we can get into Langwater some of their this year in the summer, get into some of their like vendor days later in the summer and the early fall, so that we can get volunteers to sign up, get information out there to people, get t-shirts out, whatever, and see how the merchandise options do. So.
The tablecloth.
Oh shoot, the tablecloth. Last thing, I think. So we are gonna need a few 6-foot tables, which I think Dale said he can take care of. We'll need 2 of those. And Brian had given us, and I'll bring it to the next, I'll send it out because I didn't send it out with the last one. Tablecloths that have the logo printed on the front, that's all that will be printed on it, on 2 tablecloths. They were in the $120 piece range, I think.
I'll check on that. You know, it depends on whether you got the stretch ones that kind of.
Yeah, they were almost the
bottom
same
table
price.
with the tray.
Yeah, they were very close in price. But they're not gonna fly off the table. So they're either gonna be fitted to the 6-foot, or there's like the spandexy material. And again, they would have the logo on the front. I personally prefer the just fitted one. I think it will look a little bit nicer. It's a little bit flowier, but it will not fly away because it will have all 4 sides going straight down to the ground. So the kind of floor length, 6-foot linen in black with the logo on the front.
I think that's nice in the
So it will look really
Definitely
nice.
not the spandex.
I think they were like $120 a piece range, I believe. So I will I'll see if we can get like a better picture of them, and I'll send that out and we'll get
So you're gonna get 2
vote on
of
that.
them? Because
Yeah, I want
we use them at all different.
Yeah, we can get more than 2. Yeah, if they're for anybody to use. We would definitely want to use them on the merchandise
My phone's
table.
not large, but that's what you're talking about for the draped.
Yes.
So whoever needs it, it will be packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll be
The
It's
just a
table-
nice
that heavy material, so it
Yeah.
doesn't fly away.
and printed on. It'll be black with the print on the front, so it won't get dirty. So.
Okay, thank
That's
you,
it.
Amanda. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Anne Marie. Brian, thank you.
Woo!
These guys did all the work on it.
Now, the next item on the agenda,
On the agenda.
I know.
I'm going to give Anne Marie and Amanda a chance to rest their voices. And I'm going to go right to Chris. Chris, of course, is going to be putting our anniversary book together. I had an opportunity the other day when I met with the police chief and fire chief to invite Chris to join me. And I said that because he had difficulty making that arrangement. And it turned out that he sat in on it and we got a chance to talk about photos. Chris, why don't you give us an update? And I understand you got another photographer.
No. So the meeting went very well with Chief Boone and Chief Alexander. They were all on board with kind of my crazy ideas. We are actually going to be bringing 2 fire engines over to the high school. We're going to do a whole shoot with the whole fire department. And then we're going to do, like, obviously some of their team photos. I know it's challenging to get all the firefighters together, but he said about 80% of them will all be there at a training. So we're going to do it during the training. So it's really cool because I wanted to do something with a landmark in town, and they agreed that we could do something over at the high school in June. So we're jumping right in to get some of these shoots, because there are a lot of different groups in town that we're going to be photographing. With the police, so that's taking place in this June, and then Chief Boone and I are going to chat again and try to schedule something with the police department. Same thing, we're going to have cruisers, their truck. We're going to do some cool things with the police department. That's a little bit more challenging than the fire department to get everybody together because of different shifts and things like that. But we're also planning on doing something at a landmark in Easton. And I know Dave and I, we're going to set up a committee meeting too, to just kind of discuss. I do have a fellow photographer who's a professional here in Easton. She's going to be teaming up with me to cover some of the events. Ann Dreiker. Ann Dreiker. So she's been here in Easton for a long time.
For the secretary, is that D-R-Y-K-E-R?
D-R-E-I-K-E-R. So she'll be, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, so, and then we have Lisa Braxton, who will be helping doing some of the writing for the book. So we're starting to really kind of conquer it, and I will be reaching out to do some of the, like, the select board and things like that. Hopefully we can do that before one of their meetings. Same thing with the, school offices and things like that.
And Ed Hands is going to work with you?
And Ed Hands, yeah, sorry. Ed Hands will be also working as a historian.
Okay, thank you, Chris, for your energy. Did you say your dad's involved too?
No. He's got a lot going on with the town.
Nice try there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Anne Marie as well as Amanda. If you could have a brief report. I know it's 7:30 p.m. right now.
Thanks, Brian.
And
Thank you, Brian. Send in a recipe, Brian. Have Peggy send in a recipe.
I'm going to send you one.
Okay, don't forget.
we're going
Well, they
to,
have bourbon in it, yeah.
some of the folks who aren't here this evening, we'll have to come back to them when they are here to give their reports, whether it be the block party or what have you. But go ahead, Anne Marie and Amanda, anything you want to say regarding the first event?
So we just had a meeting with Stonehill. They introduced us to their new caterer. And we're going to meet with them again in June. Our vendors have all been notified. We've been just trying to complete the merch, and then at the next meeting we'll have a complete, somewhat complete budget for the kickoff. So we've got space layouts that we're working on now of that, and all that. So we've just been trying to focus on this, and then meeting with Stonehill was very successful, and we're quite honored actually to be able to have it there because they're so cooperative. And like you said, we'll be using their security team, and lots of things will be provided by them. So we're just pivoting into that, and Amanda and I will probably meet a couple of times this week, and we'll get that all done for you for next time.
And it was nice that Ken was able to be there. He's an alumni at the college.
Yes.
And I had a chance to sit in on it, and
Yes.
we made the right decision.
Definitely.
We're kicking off with Stonehill, and we're going to end with Stonehill. And they're part of the community.
Yep.
And we certainly don't want to have everything at Stonehill because it's a good-sized community, involve others. Anything else that we'll move on?
For the kickoff, yeah, no, nothing,
Okay.
nothing else.
We talked about the parade. Ken, do you want to say anything about the fireworks, or we hold off on that?
No, I think we would.
Yeah, okay.
Until we get some more definitive answers.
I did speak to the Governor Ames State, Peter Murata, about the possibility of having a bonfire there. He said that that might work. Doesn't have to be the biggest bonfire ever held in the town. They would feel comfortable if it was a little smaller. But Ken and I are going to work out some details on the bonfire as well as the fireworks with Governor Ames' estate. Let's go to the cookbook. Diane, I know you had some good news you'd like to.
Yeah, we have 250 recipes. Yeah. And,
You'll have 2 more.
2 more.
No, we talked about 300, and that may actually happen.
Oh, it is.
Oh, that will happen. 256, so it's like, yeah, it's.
Well, I hit 257.
And we're gonna be turning people away, and we're gonna say, sorry, can't get in there. So, the cookbook, it's taken a while, so we thought we would be done by June. But now I think we're gonna order them, there's a good coupon available between August 1. So the month of August will be when we'll get it done.
I love the recipe on the cookies. Dale had maybe 4 or 5 of them.
I earned it by submitting my recipe.
These cookies are submitted already
Yes, it is.
in the recipe, so you can, in the cookbook, so you can make them at yourself.
Exactly, those are really delicious. It's Amanda's peanut butter chip cookies, they're really good. These are in the cookbook, these are ginger snaps, and they are real good.
I had 7 of them.
And the other ones are almond with raspberry, and they're in the cookbook, and I highly recommend them. Buttery and delicious.
Those are both quite tasty.
So they're all good.
I had those.
So dinner's going well, and, yeah, right, Rose? Anything? Okay. You did skip over the arts
Well, I'm gonna go back to the Ed Festival and
Oh, okay.
Joan.
Everything is going well.
You all set then, Diane?
On the cookbook, you good?
Let's go to the Ed Festival.
Let's go to the Arts and Cultural Festival.
Yes, and cultural.
Okay. Diane and I met, and I think we're in good shape. We're putting a budget together, and we're going to involve the Garden Club, the Historical Society, Queeset House Library, Unitarian Church, the Art Co-op, as well as the focal point here at Fort Saints Memorial Hall. We're going to use both floors to display artists, have flowers, local florists. I said that, I'm sorry, I meant to say local restaurants as well. We're going to involve the high school and have some music played. We're going to have a real band outside, a paid band outside. What am I leaving out? We're going to have our illustrious president do tours. He doesn't know about it yet, but and doing tours of the building. Shoveltown will be here. We'll have a tasting of beer and wine, and also selling of said products, and accompanying glasses, a coupon to go pick up the alcohol.
And we'll have a wine label created.
Yeah, we're going to create a wine label and do that on the wine bottles, and perhaps some bourbon for Dale. Yep, we'll do a private label on the bourbon.
How does one get involved in the art part of it? Like,
One of the things we're going to do is we're going to have a call to artists.
Okay.
And we'll give you I think you're a shoo-in. But we'll have a call to artists, different types of art, different ages. We're going to do a photo contest, and there will be prize money associated with that. We're going to do an essay contest involving the schools, what it means to live in Easton and what Easton means to you. I think that's about it.
Well, one other thing. Vince Jonales.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Vince. Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Tai Chi. You can speak of
Yeah, that last Saturday of the month in April is World Tai Chi Qigong Day.
Yes.
It's been traditional. I've been doing it at the library for like 10 years. And so I do an outdoor free Tai Chi class from 9 to 10 on that day. And I was gonna like fill out that paper, to do something, but like we should coordinate.
Yeah, we'd very much like to have you do a couple classes that day.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna have a couple of other local Easton women who are gonna do a children's yoga class. So we'll have some activities on the lawn at Queeset.
What's the time again? What's the time of that whole day? Do you know yet?
No, we were kind of back and forth, like maybe 10 to 4. that
I only
kind of
asked because
thing.
I just worked on a new schedule for Dave, so I left yours as wrote time TBD on that one. I just want to know, when you know, just let me know so I can update
Yeah,
that.
probably 10 to 4, but.
I like to go 10 to 6, because if we're serving beer and wine in the afternoon,
Yeah.
have a nice little cocktail hour, like 4 to 5, or 6, and be done. I mean,
Yes, we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah. But it's up for discussion. I'd actually do this.
Any questions anybody has on the
Ken
committee
does.
regarding the ad festival? Go ahead, Ken.
Thanks, Dave. On the art,
Yeah.
are you going to have art contests for judging of the art?
Yes,
And how does one
Yeah.
enter?
that's what Chris said. We're going to have a call to
That's what I was
artists.
asking.
Yeah, we're going to have a form
Okay,
that
so
we
that's
will
what your job-
publicize.
that wasn't
That's what I was saying,
involved-
yeah.
that wasn't involved.
So what we'll do is, we'll have a form that's filled out, and you'll submit it with photographs of whatever your particular art is.
Yeah, I was just thinking of, somebody, let's say somebody does paint, watercolor, whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of different, I know when I was involved with the art co-op, they had a juried art show. And it's challenging because there were a lot of different mediums and they had one juror. So it gets very challenging.
I guess the question I'm asking is, since there are going to be a lot of different types of art.
We'll have various judges that
Yeah.
will be looking at the art.
So then, a person who wants to submit a piece of art, regardless of what it may be, is going to be filling out an application of some sort.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I was trying to.
But I don't think it was going to be jury. We weren't even.
Well, we'll have judges on the contest end
Well,
of
for the photo, we have a photo.
it, and for the art.
We haven't watched that.
No, you know what, we were talking the essays, yeah.
Well, we
So
have
we'll go
essays
over
for
it.
the kids, photos. A jury art show is totally different than what
I know.
we had in weekends. So we'll have to talk about that. Does that sound like something we should do?
I know juried,
Or just have artisans or different types.
Yeah. Well, so back in the day when Governor Ames, so at the early stages of the art co-op, inside the Governor Ames estate, they had a huge show. And there were a lot of different artists who submitted. And they had a juror from North Attleboro, from the museum in North Attleboro, come out and I want to say, I can't recall but it was about like $50, I think, to enter, but it was judged by a world acclaimed juror. And that just kind of, by having a juror like that kind of draws
Like
off.
Borderland did.
Borderland, yep, Double James.
That was very
Yep.
nice. So that's something we could expand on, because if we do it somewhat like all different
Well, I
artisans, like we did at ECAT, we couldn't jury that type of.
Well, you wouldn't do the whole thing, but
Yeah.
let's not hold
Yeah.
everybody up.
It's really,
Let's move it
the whole
along.
day, City House will be involved, the
That's awesome.
library will be involved, Unity Church
Right.
will be involved, the Historical Society, Garden Hall, so it's kind of.
So folks, it looks like there's a lot of things in the oven right now. A lot of planning going on. I'm going to give Karen the opportunity to give the last word. She's the only one that hasn't had a chance to speak yet. And maybe Ken, you might want to say something about volunteers. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, I have the soup-off flyer, the official soup-off flyer now, so I will be hitting up every restaurant in town and asking them to participate in the January 4th kickoff event at Stonehill from 1:30 to 3:30. Is when the soup-off will be. And there will be a prize for the best soups in town by whatever restaurants are wanting to join us that day. So I finally have the flyer, and I'll be going out there. And they also may, if they get it in time, submit a recipe to our cookbook if they make the deadline.
Can you email the flyer to all of us?
I can send it to you.
So we can see.
Well, thank you, Karen, and thank Tom for his help and support, especially over at Langwater.
Yeah, and then, yeah, Langwater, I have to go back to them to tell them the date has changed for the SUPA, and to find out any more details they need for the April 19th event at Langwater next year.
Okay. Ken, anything you want to say about volunteers?
No, right now.
You have 100 right now?
No,
I
but,
don't want to put any pressure on you.
but to kind of go back to the parade committee, what, if anybody gets some ideas of some organizations that we're trying to not miss anybody. We've got the big key thing that we talked about today is we got to get the word out to all of the businesses and the organizations and like for the horses, that type of thing, a year in advance, because they book all the stuff a year in advance. So that's kind of one of our key things to get to this summer, have all that stuff together, and then everything else will kind of pull it together. You know?
Okay, I guess we're going to wrap up our meeting. It happens to be Tuesday, April 23rd. Things are moving along. We're still seeking volunteers that would like to join us for any of the featured events that will take place in 2025. We thank those folks in the community that have donated. We welcome new donations to help make the celebration work. We got a terrific committee that works hard. And of course, our committee is expanding with volunteers to get the job done. We hope that you'll save all those dates for a year-round celebration. In 2025, thank you for joining us. Thank you, ECAP.
I make a adjourn.
So we have a second.
Dale.
All those in favor of adjourning? Time is for us to end the meeting. The cookies are gone.